and welcome to the Cat Collective. I'm Nina, I'm the channel for this channel. And let's start. I was picking a deck. Unmarked Trail, Revelation. Meditation and Stillness, okay. Talks, yeah. Dragon Sword, protecting the future, was in the bottom of the deck. I'm a bit like slow today, so another few cards, right? Yes, and Major Tom is saying the same. Time. Okay, and limits. Okay. Yeah, slowly but surely we're getting there, right? It's like the spiral again. It's interesting. Stars. Weird banana. That's you. The weird banana, huh? Okay. Yeah, it seems to me this card came up in the last time. Oh. Okay, I think that's you straight away. That's you today, right? Look at that. You don't know what and how and when and why, and it's like I think you don't see what you're supposed to do, but there's a lot of ego involved, I guess. You know, it's this I'm getting this when you are trying to, and you're thinking about a solution because you cannot really, or you don't want to engage with the current manifestation, you know, with your current life. It's like a resistance towards your current life and what you've built up for yourself, right? And it's this, oh, I wish I could just ball it all up and start again, right? And it's a mess, right? It's causing a lot of internal conflict, because it's you know, when you are working, when you're mentally working against your own circumstances, and if you are really wanting something else but you don't see a way how to get there. And it could also be the case of, okay, I want something else, but do I really want something else? Or is there something inside me that is just not seeing what's already there in this current circumstance, you know, because it could be a revelation process that's happening for you. Limits know that limiting attitudes are often formed as protective reactions to past events. Yeah. It's the dark place you're in, right? It's this when you're standing in your current life, in your current circumstances, and you for some reason just reject it, right? Then you retreat, and then you are not open to any gifts that could come in because you are wanting it in a certain way. And you are not, you know, you are not present, because when you retreat and just reject your life, then you cannot be you're rejecting everything, you know, the good and the bad. Time can be seen to be both linear and a spiral. Circle back to explore concepts from the past and create the future. That looks different, right? But also the same. Look, the layering, you know? It's the layering of the landscape, if you look at that. But here it looks totally different, because it's the difference between light and dark. Or colorful, you know. Maybe you don't see the colors of your current circumstances, right? And there's a lot of past and future theme going on. I think that's, you know, in the past you probably had a similar situation, and you decided to you know, throw it in the fire, basically, and just like ball it all up and start somewhere else. And it's helpful for a certain amount of time, but then when you sit in a circumstance for a while longer, it happens again, you know. Then maybe this circumstance turns into this, you know, because I think in the beginning, when you were creating your current circumstances, you were optimistic about it. But now that a bit of time has passed, it has become too much. And I think, or too much, or too not changing, right? And I think also it's the burden of this. If you look at this house and this landscape, it's so tiny, you know. And I think that's what you that was your mindset when you were manifesting your current circumstances. So it was more flowing, lightweight, and less worried. And now that you are trying to still uphold the whole situation, you know, I think in the beginning you had more options to also, you know, you had a foot out of the door still, you know, because when we are just manifesting things and it's fresh and new, we also know that we can go, we can leave anytime, right? Because it's fresh and new and you just came here, right? So then you can just leave. But when you are sitting in a circumstance and you are building up things for yourself, you know, I'm getting this when you move into a new house, everything's new, you know, the rooms are empty, and then you build up your life, right? You build it up, you build it up with more material things. Maybe you moved lightweighted, right? Maybe you moved with not a lot of stuff, but now stuff accumulates. Maybe you also build up connections to neighbors and stuff like that. It's just an example, you know. You can take it however it fits to your situation, but then it becomes big, right? And it starts to feel like a cage. You know, I see this as a fence, you know, and if you see it there it was just tiny, and you knew that you had the opportunity or the possibility to just grab your bag and leave again, right? And it was not that serious. But the more you get into the manifestation, it gets more heavy. And it's also this horse is a method of transportation also, right? And I think that's the issue for you also, that now that you have built up a certain amount, you sit in your manifestation and you know that there's not much. Oh my God, that's funny. There was a bird outside who was, which was, I think it's building a nest, but it flew with a huge stick, like huge. I wish I could have grabbed the camera straight away and showed it to you. That's so funny because the bird, like the stick it was like a flying dog. So I'm not sure how this applies for you, but that was interesting. Wow, the stick was huge, like a branch from a leaf. Yeah, the bird is building a nest, and it fits to the reading because that's the thing, right? This bird was just carrying this huge stick, this like gigantic one, and flying it out and flying it in again, right? So it's certainly a part of your reading. That's crazy. Okay. Yeah, so, if you compare those, you have got this big manifestation, and now it feels like a fence and you don't see your way out. And, that's the horse signifying this to me, because I think you want to build up something new, but if you see it like that, and if you build it back, right? If you build it back and reduce yourself again, then you are again at the starting point and you can again build something new. But the issue, I think, for you is also, well, okay, I can do that, but is it really helpful for me, or will I really feel better when I ball it all up? For example, if you moved into a house with just a suitcase and then you build up your life and you build up all your stuff and a lot of things came into your life again, material goods, whatever, furniture, whatnot, and then you ball it all up and give it away, basically, and then you go away with it to a different place. Maybe you then, at a different place, it could be that then you realize, well, now I want this and that, and, all the things that you already had, but at a different location, you want it again, and then it will be more to do again, then you build it, you copy and paste the same life again, right? So there's a lot what I'm getting out of those cards, and it's like there's some truth to it though, because maybe your solution would be in general not that I think we are thriving when we are having the options and when we are also making use of them. But I think for you, with the fence and everything, I'm getting that you didn't really make use of a lot of options that you already had. It's just because you are sitting because the weight of the manifestation is dragging you down, right? And there's a lot more to uphold when you have this, right? When you have a big house, you have to clean more. When you've got a small house, you don't need to clean that much, right? Or it doesn't take that long, right? Yeah, so I think you are just wanting to go back to the point where you felt like this, right? So and I think there's something coming in for you. That's what I'm getting with this unmarked trail. The revelation. So if you don't see your way out or your way around, I'd say, it's certainly coming in. Also by being present, 11, that's a special number, right? By being present and trying to reassess everything. Reassess everything and think again, right? Maybe the first maybe you have some thought forms inside you that are limiting you to protect you because you have been in a past experience that was holding you down, this house, right? Like this, the bricks of the wall, right? And it really wants to point to your limits. What are your limitations? And they are inside your heads, inside your head, right? They're inside your heads. Do you have several heads? Yeah, maybe you have several heads. Yeah, so maybe you have you're torn between two options, two paths, right? I'm getting this unconventional, weird path which is uncertain, or the certain path which is more linear, but also more predictable, you know, more to plan, but also less lively. Therefore, because when you are living a predictable life, you know, when all the surroundings are predictable, then it's more stable, but this could also be an illusion. Because stability, you know, life can be shaken up at any point, right? And for you, I think this previous situation where you were a bit more, I think you were more present, but it was also uncertain, you know, you had to, when you are living in uncertainty, you also have to be a bit more present because you don't know what's ahead, right? But when you are living in a circumstance that is more linear, you have the planning ability a bit more, but it will, because you are inside your head, building up that trail, right? This predictable, you count on your life circumstances, right? You count on it. That's causing issues whenever something unpredictable comes in and shakes things up. This then causes fear and all kinds of things because you are not expecting this. But when you are consciously choosing an uncertain life, it might be that you are less shaken when something unpredictable comes in because you were almost expecting unpredictable things to happen because you have got an unconventional route. You know, that's what I'm getting. That's because if you look at her, she has her eyes closed and she's wandering, and it's like, it's so unpredictable. And when I think about when you look at the horse is like, those both cards, they totally speak to me today, like a lot. We are almost 20 minutes and I didn't even touch on those energies. But it's this, the horse, if you look at the horse, of course a horse can always walk in different directions, but today I'm getting this this straight path. I don't know, when I think about a horse, I always think about also straight way of walking with I'm not sure what it's called in English, like this thing that you attach to a horse, right? And then it walks. Yeah, so there's something about unpredictable and predictable life events and life, and that you are probably also a bit overwhelmed because you are currently living in a very linear path, but I think your unconscious knows that there are some unpredictable things also that you could have, that could come in, and those are causing issues. Therefore, you are thinking about causing the unpredictability to yourself, to the circumstance again, because if you are, I think that's what you do when you live with less material goods, or if you are living more lightweight. That's what I'm getting, a bit more. You are also more flexible, and this calmed you down in this situation. But now that you have built up the fence and the whole weight of the situation, you are not that flexible anymore, and this causes issues for you. Yeah, it's this protecting the future. That's what I mean. You think about the future, and then you think about, okay, my current life circumstance is so woven into, you are woven into this with all the stuff that you have, and you cannot really be spontaneous and move that quickly. But a horse is in the end, a horse is still an animal, and there are wild horses, and if you look at wild horses, they run in every direction, and they are also having fun, right? And I think you are just in this linear path, and you think, okay, it has to be this and that, it's predictable, plannable, but it also takes so much out of the spontaneity and the adventure of life if you are living a very linear life, which is not, in the end, is still life, and it still can, there still can things happen that shake you up. It can be also in a good way, but everything, when you have walked a path back and forth all the time, when some things come in, it will always shake you up a bit, and this causes more friction for you than surrendering to a path that is unpredictable and less weighed down. And that's where the issue comes, because this is, I think, in this situation, this linear one, you have more anxiety and you just see more darkness because you fear that something in the future, protecting the future, right? And also hoard. It's again this having more stuff is also equals more responsibility, equals more pressure and more, just more responsibility and more stress, right? This looks like an ear though. So for me, but still something is coming in that will give you some insight, a way forward. Maybe it's this me talks. It's for me today, I'm getting this, of course it's a healing card, but it's also this, that you realize this, where it comes from, right? And then it's easier for you to cope with this, and maybe find a approach that works for you in a way, because if you open your eyes to the path, to the paths, to all the options that you do have, in a way you can always choose to do something else. Barely ever. There's no other choice. But now we've got this. So I think for you, something is coming in that gives you clarity, and just opens up the inside. Maybe you go somewhere spontaneously during your linear manifestation, and you realize, okay, I want a middle way or something like that, and it's this is this time card, what it said about both linear and the spiral, this is basically it's this you are reflecting upon what you thought you wanted, or how you felt, and what's the difference. Look at the difference between how you felt back then versus how you feel now, and see what the issue is. what is the difference? Why are you now scared more? And I think I've given you some insights. It's this, okay, when you have built it up and something shakes it, it causes also more, like an earthquake, when something would come in and shake up a big house versus you being in nature underneath the naked sky, right? You wouldn't feel threatened that much when you don't have anything above you, like the responsibility, for example, but can be anything. It's also can be looked at, if you are in a house and the house shakes during an earthquake. Yes. Then you have to fear that the bricks are coming at you, right? But if you are on a field and the earthquake comes, there's nothing much to worry about because there's nothing that could crumble above you, right? Yeah, so this is a spiral that also goes within, and you're doing this, right? But you're also doing it, I'm seeing it outside, it's this, almost looks like you are transforming this mess that you are in, the resistance, this, but mostly this, into this spiral. And it comes with something that you have arranged for yourself, and it's this, if you look at those lines, they are also structured and linear, right? And this is also in a way linear, but it's this realizing what is the issue for you, why you feel so misplaced in your current life circumstances. That's the weird banana that you cannot recognize. Can be, that's supposed to be a banana, but you can't really tell. And it's this realizing what one of the major issues is for you, why you feel like this. Opens up the path. And the stars for me, they look like they are not arranged, but if you look at them, they are those constellations in the sky, they are not randomly put together too, right? They are also very linear in a way, because the sky itself is also very like the constellations, like the distances are in most parts the same, right? So they stay. And I think you do want your stability. You do, but you also see, you are also open to this, to see that this uncertainty, or this friction is something that you maybe just need a different perspective on. It's this, she looks like this, has got this in her head, right? Like so. And then the light bulb gets on, right? It's this, oh, yeah, there we go. That's that. And from then, with this revelation that you are having, wherever you are, it will bring up a good solution for yourself. And in the end, it's all about yourself. You yourself have to find a way around this. And when you are not resisting your own life and you are just accepting, okay, maybe this linear path is not that bad, but maybe also, maybe you could plan something uncertain for yourself in the certain path or in the linear path, so you are a bit more flexible. And it's not black and white, even though the cards are. here, right? But it's not black and white. And yeah, and then maybe you see the colors again, right? So we are already half an hour in, so I'm gonna pull a guidance card for you. It was an interesting reading for sure. Fiery climax approaches. I think that's the energy that led you to break out a bit of your, I think you broke or are about to break out of this linear system a bit, and then you will see the way, the further path, right? Communication is key. Also communication with yourself. You know, an inner monologue and observation of your current circumstances and where the problem is, and trying to break out of the linear thought processes, you know, trying to find a different approach, right? Be bold and make the first move. Ooh. And expect powerful change. Ooh. Well, yeah, that's what you're doing. And I think, you know, this card is always like, yeah, you kind of want change, right? Yeah. And I think that's what you're missing also. It's this, but also, you know, you don't want unexpected change. Like you don't really want an earthquake, right? Not really, in a way, except if it's like not an earthquake, but like something good. I think something good is coming in for you to change things up, because it's not from a sorrowful place that you might have been in or are still in a bit. Like it's this, you need what you needed, or what you need currently is a positive outlook and something that lights up your mood, and this will come in because you took the step to break out of your current circumstances a bit. And then the wheel turns again, because you decided, okay, I'm gonna go there and do something that I've never done before. And then you see, oh, that's actually cool. You like that. And then you're like, okay, well, I can maybe work around. Like, you will find it out. You will find out, okay? So there's nothing more to add except everything is going to be okay from my deck, where every card has the same meaning. And yeah, so that's good. Let's see what this reading is for. Start talking myself into a 14-minute video. I don't stop now. Okay. Virgo. Well, Virgo. There we go. Hope this was helpful. And yeah, additional info is in the letter box below. And see you next time. Bye bye, bye bye, bye bye.